Yes, I know Brock Lesnar is the new WWE Champion, but it's been only 48 hours since he won the title, so him not defending the title tonight is slightly justified. However, I will start off with 20 sins because the WWE Championship was never even going to be defended tonight in the first place. Also, welcome to WWE Hell in a Cell, where only 4 matches were made official prior to the event going on the air. Sadly, WWE took way too much time hyping up the season premieres of Raw and SmackDown that they completely forgot there was a pay-per-view literally days later. Also, WWE had to add 4 filler impromptu matches, which, don't get me wrong, somewhat delivered, but at the same time, the show felt more like an edition of Raw compared to a freaking pay-per-view event. Yikes, I haven't even started the show and we have yet to taste the real fire of heat.
Decades ago, a villain was born.
1 decade later, that villain turned into a prop.
It's never good to be too attached to something. It makes you weak.
Bray Wyatt just explained why being too attached to your hopes and dreams of how WWE product would be executed is a bad idea, because then you'll throw a tantrum so bad it makes Vicky Guerrero look like a mature adult.
Hell in a cell.
Did Becky Lynch seriously just say hell and a cell? I listened closely through the accent. I could clearly hear a letter D in there. Exciting that we finally get opening pyrotechnics for the shows once again on a full-time basis. Big mistake that it was absent for 2 years and used only for international shows and WrestleMania. Jesus, what is wrong with these parents right here? That kid is crying, likely because he got scared of the loud noises and pyrotechnics, yet they are just pretending he is excited for the show to start. If you have kids that are obviously too young to be attending these shows, either don't go to the stupid event or hire a babysitter to look after your kid while you attend. Wait until the kid is old enough to handle this atmosphere, fucking assholes. That female with the Sasha Banks hairstyle looks absolutely badass, but I'm shocked that there's nobody pinning the guy beside her to try and win his 24/7 championship. It was chaos in Toronto when fans wanted my title.
1/2 of the first ever women's tag team champions.
Sasha Banks has a crapload of accomplishments and first evers, yet she's somehow not achieving success, according to the fans.
Or maybe here he comes.
Just because Becky Lynch calls herself a man doesn't mean she's calling herself a male, Jerry. Does no one pay attention to what that term really means? Or am I the only one?
Hell in a cell.
But for whatever reason, the cell hasn't lowered yet. Also, why does the cage lower itself before any of the male wrestlers enter to compete in it, but wait until the female wrestlers are in the ring and ready to go before lowering itself? Really takes away the term stepping into hell in a cell, if you ask me.
This blueprint. What a win!
Pre-match assault. Also, we're seriously repeating things that happened 3 years ago in 2016, the first time women had a Hell in a Cell match. Waiting until they're in the ring before lowering the cage? Check. Pre-match assault before the cage can be completely lowered? Check. Sasha Banks loses this match? Check. Why did the cage stop lowering just because Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch started fighting? Honestly, I keep the cage going because at least we could start the match.
The cell is completely lowering now. The cell is completely being lowered.
Yes, Vic, we heard it when Jerry said it. No need for a confirmation.
You can hear the WWE Universe.
The only people I can hear are the referees trying to get the women inside the cell. I don't hear the fans at all.
And now, both women inside.
Alright, both Becky and Sasha are inside the cage, so why hasn't the referee outside shut and locked the door? Instead, he's trying to start a conversation with the referee inside the cell. I'm finding so many sins and we haven't technically started the first match yet.
Watch out now. She's thinking here.
Chain swiping. Also, that's what you get for waiting until the freaking bell was rung before deciding to lock the cage door instead of immediately when they were all inside.
Oh.
I'll just go get another one.
As if the Hell in a Cell is not weapon enough.
Over the course of the last decade of Hell in a Cell matches, no it's not, and that is sad if I'm being perfectly honest. A variation of the TLC match always has to be involved in this type of match, unfortunately. Just for once, I'd like to see different weapons used in this match, like that pool set discovered at NXT Cardiff a couple months ago.
Sure, it's not going to be good.
I guess that was payback for Sasha accidentally striking Becky in the head with a chair the night after SummerSlam.
Just take a look. Oh!
Damn, that was pretty innovative. Sin Counter is already loaded with sins, so it feels nice to take at least one off for innovative moves during this match.
With Rich in her sights. Oh!
Ouch, now we're removing 2 sins. That's gotta hurt Becky, but that's also gotta hurt Sasha.
No! The left.
And now it's 3 sins removed. Really seems like they're rising the score brutality with every move, and I freaking love it.
Look at this. To another cover and another.
Becky clearly kicked out at 1, yet the referee insists that it was a 2 count.
Title and Lynch again, able to.
So I assume Sasha Banks screaming anytime she doesn't get a victory is going to be a thing throughout her career. Lord help us all. True, Sasha blocked with her hands, however that risk was still dangerous because one mess up and Sasha could have impaled her face with a chair leg sticking up. That made this moment all the more intense.
Nice counter. And Lynch to the top rope.
No, just No. Sasha caught the chair and stood there for like a full 5 seconds before Becky Lynch connected the dropkick. In those precious 5 seconds, Sasha could have easily backed up and threw the chair at Becky to counter. Taking another sin off for the creativity in which Becky set up a chair in the corner of the cage for Sasha to sit on. Not gonna lie, I thought that was pretty cool. It's a real shame that the rest of this pay-per-view wasn't as kick-ass as this match. I applaud both Becky and Sasha for making this women's Hell in a Cell match a whole lot better than the first one 3 years ago.
I'm the boss around here!
And if you keep monologuing, you'll be known as the loser around here.
Now, look at it. Oh!
Cool move, but did Becky seriously have to jump in the air like that? Sasha could have hit the move more effectively if Becky didn't leap into the air.
That Sasha Banks has ever put on.
Signaling that she was going to be the next Raw Women's Champion with her back turned to her opponent is what ultimately caused Sasha to lose this match. Once again, her own stupidity cost her everything. How did she not learn after all this time? You know, some fans try to say that the submission didn't count because Sasha was tapping the chair, not the mat. If wrestlers have tapped on their opponent's bodies over the years, then on a chair probably doesn't matter. It's only the shoulders that's gotta be on the mat for pinfalls. Plus, this is inside Hell in a Cell, so that's likely the other reason. Impromptu match changes. I guess next to so many impromptu matches, we have so many changes to the already scheduled matches. We should honestly rename this event Hell in a Booking Decisions.
Roman Reigns always a man of his word.
Except when he promises to win something, but then ultimately doesn't. This is literally the 5th entrance theme Eric Rowan has had throughout his career since 2013. We're reaching Wade Barrett levels of new entrance themes. Also, why couldn't Eric and Luke Harper just bring back their Bludgeon Brothers theme and gear or something? They were honestly more dominant under that gimmick compared to this one. I don't even know what to call this.
Hell in a Cell is presented by
Skip!
to Eric Rowan. What a drop kick! Over 300 pounds.
Yeah, sure, let's pretend we've never seen someone the size of Eric Rowan do a drop kick, or a spinning heel kick, or pretty much anything he's already done.
Power and a Samoan drop.
Unfortunately, Roman Reigns landed at the wrong time. That or Eric simply slipped off. Either one is a sin, so I win this fight.
Yeah, the bigger man.
I don't think that kick even connected with Daniel at all.
Eric Rowan outside.
Man, we definitely need split screens during this match so that we don't have to miss out on any of the action when focused on just one set of competitors. Unnecessary orders. Also, are we trying to believe that Eric Rowan here is now the leader of this tag team? Luke Harper gonna have to be taking orders from him? Sorry, but I'm not buying that one bit.
You're trying to embarrass me!
If you keep it up with a monologue, and you're gonna end up embarrassing yourself, Eric. Last time I saw somebody stare at the distance in awe like that, some chick lifted her shirt up to flash at them. Somebody flashing at Luke?
The WWE fans fully behind.
Nice try, Roman. I saw you flipping yourself backward on your own accord when Eric pulled down the rope. Meanwhile, on this far side of the arena. The way Eric rammed the barricade into Roman, there is no logical way that Roman would be thrown into the crowd like that, particularly when the barricade would also crash into his legs and prevent them from moving. Eric Rowan just committed pencil murder. Your target is supposed to be Daniel Bryan. What did that pencil ever do to you? Apparently a spear through the announce table, something we've seen so many times over the years, was enough to give this fan right here a tear-jerking moment. Huh? Superman punch, running knee, and spear combination was a really good finish to this Tornado Tag match. Man, I am in such a great mood tonight. Somewhere in Tennessee, Kane just blew up his entire office in anger after seeing Daniel Bryan do this.
The level of psychological warfare that I'm going to have to endure.
Psychological warfare, something this entire match was built up to be, and somehow everybody missed that info.
At least I hope so.
The moment Seth Rollins doubted himself is the moment you know the Fiend has already possessed his mind.
Inspiring Ali.
Michael Cole mispronounced Ali's name. It's pronounced like Ali, not Ali.
Gonna have another world championship reign, there's no doubt.
Well, it doesn't have to happen, Michael. After all, Randy Orton has won 13 world titles. He's had more than enough.
Monday in Denver for Monday Night Raw.
Randy Orton almost accidentally caused Ali to give him a low blow when he lifted his leg like that. Guess Randy was almost indirectly a dick to his own Ortons.
Kick out, using his midsection.
It's awkward when the camera is zooming in on Ali's visible wounds and the commentators completely ignore it. Don't get me wrong, it's good that they're calling the action, but how did they not notice this?
Now wrapping his legs around the rib cage of Ali.
Randy's legs are clearly not wrapped around Ali's ribcage. Wow, I'm removing 3 sins for the incredible way Ali countered that RKO attempt. Amazing how nobody thought of that yet.
Ali rolling RKO!
And another 2 sins removed for that well-timed cash into the RKO as well. For an impromptu match, this really delivered. Previously on Hell in a Cell.
What have the Kabuki Warriors done to earn an opportunity at the tag titles tonight?
Well, the Kabuki Warriors have done nothing to earn this tag team title match after failing to beat Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss on 2 separate occasions. The only reason we're having this match now is because we sadly got to do something with a short card we have.
Again, this is for the women's tag team titles.
In case for whatever reason you thought this was for the SmackDown tag team titles.
Remember, those titles are defended on both brands.
No offense, but this constant swap between Asuka's music and Kairi Sane's music is just annoying. Like, you couldn't have chosen one of their themes to play, or create a tag team theme for them? At least when The Big Show and Chris Jericho mashed up their themes 10 years ago, it was actually creative and entertaining. And holy shit, that was 10 years ago?!
Whoa, oh, and a cheap shot.
After all these years, Michael Cole still doesn't realize that it's not a cheap shot if your opponent is literally facing you. It was Alexa Bliss's own fault that she didn't move in time.
Asuka had a 510-day reign.
Based on how she had been performing on the main roster, it's hard to believe Asuka was once a dominant champion for over 500 days.
The ruthlessness that she once possessed.
The fact that even the commentators are noticing the changes in Asuka's performance compared to her former dominance makes this whole situation even more sad.
Enemies, anything can happen.
Boob slap.
Kairi walking the plank. Oh!
How the hell did Nikki Cross fall for that? Seriously, how? I just might have to add in a double sin. What's with that spotlight constantly shining on that part of the barricade right there throughout the match? Is the barricade indirectly the star of the show?
Crossbody.
Missed opportunity to call that a Nikki Crossbody. Nice little tribute to Tajiri and several Japanese wrestlers with the green mist. However, at this point, it just proves that the Kabuki Warriors couldn't get the job done to win the tag team titles from Alexa and Nikki unless they cheated. Recap of the Fox premiere of SmackDown to further show that they did not plan this pay-per-view properly at all before going on the air. At least when it came to the 3 other impromptu matches, they were connected in some way. I don't seem to recall any reason why the OC would have any beef with Braun Strowman. Viking Raiders? Sure. But Braun? This impromptu match, we definitely could have done without. I can't be the only one who was curious about the hyped-up mystery partner for the Viking Raiders, only to say, oh, alright, in a disappointing manner when Braun Strowman's music hit, right? The moment you spend so much time with boxers or MMA fighters outside the WWE and the main event scene, you know something is terribly wrong here.
Wow, Ivar just...
No.
Wait a minute, nice little dipsy-do. Oh!
Not gonna lie, that was hilarious as hell. At least some funny moments came from this otherwise boring match.
No! Surprised the ring didn't fall down.
Jerry Lawler making it seem like Ivar is about as big as the Big Show or something.
Oh, a kick of his own.
Vic Joseph forgot to refer to that move as the Pele kick. The good thing is he didn't mistake that for something else like that one guy from Heroes of Wrestling.
And now the numbers advantage referee.
It's disappointing whenever a match ends by disqualification, even if it's understandable. Scary to think that in about an hour the fans will be even more pissed. And of course, post-match assault.
Whoa.
Honestly, AJ Styles makes selling a knockout punch look hilarious. Did a, no pun intended, phenomenal job with the comedy with some added realism of someone who got knocked out.
But he's still the champ.
Are you implying that the United States title was on the line in this match for whatever reason, Jerry? Can the Street Profits do something other than praise the main roster shows? Like maybe compete in the main roster shows? Or just remain in NXT? I don't know, do something other than this. It's been going on for months. Talk about a hilarious comeback for Tamina by winning the 24/7 championship. Man, I love that championship.
Hit the stairs!
What stairs?
I bet Carmella is now regretting having R-Truth as her partner in crime when it comes to the 24/7 title. How about she ask that guy that once asked her to his senior pro? Oh, Josh, I'm so sorry. It's all my fault.
Rematch from the finals.
I think he means second rematch from the King of the Ring finals, considering this is the 3rd match between King Corbin and Shorty Gable. Yeah, as far as I was told, that's his new name.
I am disappointed that I have to face him again.
King Corbin is actually agreeing with the fans for once. Wow, we really are in uncharted territories.
And Baron Corbin now sending
The referee rang the bell before King Corbin could even remove his crown.
realizes what a victory here tonight would mean for his career.
Really? Could you enlighten us on what a victory over King Corbin does for Shorty Gable's career tonight? Because there's nothing on the line, and he can't become the King of the Ring either because that was earned by Baron Corbin. What is Shorty going to achieve by winning this match other than a beatdown in the locker room? I don't mean to sound rude here, but King Corbin only looks like a king with a crown and robe on. He couldn't at least wear new ring gear that made him look more like a king and less like a... whatever The Rock said.
This is completely disrespectful.
What's so disrespectful about calling King Corbin an STD? It stands for Super Tough Dude, so as far as I'm concerned, King Corbin is the greatest STD who ever lived. Makes me wish I was an STD. Oh, wait a minute. Shorty is making the same mistake that he made during the King of the Ring finals by yelling about being short.
And And it's the first time in this match, maybe his life, that Gable's been taller than anybody.
Corey, he's not like the size of Hornswoggle or Alexa Bliss. Hell, Shorty's taller than Rey Mysterio. Got nothing to say about that? King Corbin wasting too much time clapping and taunting the audience. How did this guy win King of the Ring again?
Rolls him up! Gable has beat the king!
Look at that, a king was defeated in Sacramento. Understandable because it's a tradition for kings to be losers in Sacramento, and if Baron won the match, the audience would be jealous of the success.
Hamilton should be fired!
Michael Cole's creepy erection for The Miz. Oh fuck, that's not right. Sorry, I haven't heard Michael Cole yell like that since the days he was praising The Miz out the ass. Also, calm down, man. Greg Hamilton was probably playing along with the little joke. No need to be so short-tempered. Oh shit, now I'm making the tiny jokes. It takes over an hour and a half before we finally get back to matches that were actually scheduled for the pay-per-view prior to going on the air. Haven't seen that many impromptu matches since December to Dismember in 2006. Sorry for bringing up that disastrous pay-per-view.
You know, Raw and SmackDown.
Charlotte Flair indirectly making a reference to a former wrestler who now competes in a more elite company. Or was it intentional? Tamina abducting Funaki, and was I the only one who hoped Funaki would suddenly strike and win the 24/7 championship from Tamina and broadcast the Japanese commentary as the champion? That would have been funny.
Truth wins in it!
Crazy to think that R-Truth has won 25 total championships during his overall career in WWE, 20 of which have been the 24/7 title. We're now reaching Crash Holly and Raven territory when it comes to most title wins of one championship in the company.
All I know is hopefully I can finally get some sleep tonight.
Aha, fuck you.
Shortcuts don't necessarily make a good role model.
Well, sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do, Michael. Like what Asuka did earlier after she and Kairi Sane knew they failed twice to capture the tag team titles.
Now dragging Charlotte outside.
Because of how slow Bayley tossed Charlotte Flair outside the ring, I couldn't help but look away in embarrassment. I don't even think that affected Charlotte much.
He doesn't talk to me.
Copyright and Flairman.
You can expect to see Charlotte's Flair.
Did Corey just say Charlotte's Flair? Yeah, now I'm really suspicious that Corey watches my YouTube videos.
From the top rope, move.
Bayley may have blocked the moonsault with her knees. However, Charlotte did not even hit her knees, making this counter look awkward.
The championship tap out. Charlotte.
Say what you will, but it was Bayley's own fault that she lost and gave Charlotte her 10th Women's Championship. If she hadn't put her feet on the ropes and got caught, she may have had a chance to win. No one to blame but herself. Congrats are in order to Charlotte on becoming the first female to win 10 women's titles.
And a disappointed,
Seeing Bayley throw temper tantrums is just pathetic, honestly. At least when Alicia Fox or Vicky Guerrero threw tantrums, they were hilarious and fun to watch. This just feels sad and not in a I feel bad for you way.
What a sore loser the King is.
Poor timing of Vic referring to the King as a sore loser the moment he looked at Jerry Lawler. Adding the flames and pyroblast for Seth Rollins made his entrance better than it was before. Really gets you pumped up. Adding in the red lights and smoke to the Fiend's entrance really doubled the horror, and I love it. May not like certain things that are about to unfold, but the entrance is freaking epic. I can understand that some fans didn't like the red light in the arena throughout this entire match, but if you're inside Hell in a Cell, why not make it look like you're literally inside Hell itself? The cage is one thing, the atmosphere adds it in.
Steel steps now, again!
To see the Fiend literally run toward the stairs just goes to show how much of a goddamn psychopath he is.
Rollins! Oh!
I think the Fiend fell to the ground before Seth Rollins could truly connect the curb stomp.
Oh my god!
I seriously think the Fiend needs to stop doing that for fear he might accidentally kill someone. However, the way Seth Rollins positioned himself after getting the neck snap made it look like he actually died, and I was a little concerned. Truly horrifying.
X, cover him somehow.
Jerry Lawler telling Seth to cover the Fiend, who's not even close to lying on his back.
Center of the ring. Another step to the cover to return.
Most fans are upset that this match made Seth look weak. I think that was the whole point, actually. It made Seth look weak in comparison to the Fiend that's being portrayed as a supernatural demon who's completely invincible. Yes, I admit, we could have done without 11 total curb stomps, but it proves the Fiend is invincible. Which begs the question, who or what can beat this inhuman demonic force? Maybe another one? Good thing that Seth only hit the canvas, and great work on the camera positions to make it look like Seth smashed the Fiend's face in just like Bray Wyatt did to Ramblin' Rabbit on the Firefly Funhouse. See? It's all connected with the Funhouse foreshadowing future events. None of this was random. Man, just look at Seth's facial expressions at his failures. You can literally see the insanity growing inside. Thus, Seth has let him in, as the phrase described. All this was fucking awesome. Well, except for a certain decision we're about to see here.
The Fiend, look out!
Seth uses anything he can find against the Fiend, including chairs, ladders, sledgehammers, and toolboxes. But why didn't he use that Firefly Funhouse mallet? It's a weapon the Fiend created, so try hitting him in the head with his own mallet. Maybe if Seth used the Fiend's own weapon against him, he could actually defeat the Fiend. Or does it have the rules of Thor's hammer where only those who are worthy can wield it? Someone call Captain America! The only thing I admired on the referee's part was his fear. Referring to Seth by his real name really showed how frightened he was to be in this situation, and as you're about to see, human emotions cause them to do stupid things. For now, once enough for great acting. Don't worry, I'll get to why this was a stupid decision in just a minute, but like I said in my theory video, the horror, the atmosphere, the supernatural abilities of the Fiend, Seth Rollins going mentally insane, it was all freaking amazing. So here are 20 cents out for a... Whoa, what the fuck? Adam, give me back my gauntlet!